Hello students. Now today we will start the new chapter of the organic chemistry. This one is amines. Now what is amines, or we simply call it amines? Amines are basically the derivatives of ammonia. Ammonia, ammonia is having the formula of NH3, and the amines get formed when hydrogen of NH3 get replaced by any alkyl group. For example, let we have this NH3. If we replace one of its hydrogen by any alkyl group means any methyl, ethyl, propyl, let we call it R. We are taking the general formula. So it will become RNH2. Now this is the amine which has still two hydrogen atom left. It can proceed in the same way. Again, we can replace one of the hydrogen by this alkyl group, and now we get R2NH. This process can still continues, and if we replace even the third hydrogen atom by this alkyl group, we get this trialkyl amine. So in this case, we have these so many kinds of amine. The first one is having only one alkyl group. The nitrogen is directly connected to only one alkyl group. So this type of amine is called as 1 degree or primary amines. And the second one, where this nitrogen atom has two alkyl group which are directly attached to it, this one is called as 2 degree or the secondary amines. And similarly, if the nitrogen is connected with 3 alkyl group directly, then it is called as 3 degree or tertiary amines. And now we'll study the structure of amines. Amines, primary, secondary or tertiary, in all the cases this nitrogen atom is having this configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. It has two electrons in the 2s orbital which are paired and have three unpaired electrons in the 2p orbital. But as the nitrogen has to form three bonds, so the three unpaired electrons are enough for it. So it undergoes sp3 hybridization. So in sp3 hybridization, as we have here the four lobes, four sp3 hybrid orbital forms, and these four sp3 hybrid orbitals are tetrahedral in structure. So in the tetrahedral arrangement of this amine, one of the position gets occupied by this lone pair of electron, and at the remaining position it has bond pair. In ammonia, this bond pair is with the hydrogen atom. In tertiary amine, it will be with the three alkyl groups. These alkyl groups can be same or different. In secondary, there will be two alkyl group, one hydrogen, and in primary, there will be one alkyl and two hydrogen atom which have formed the covalent bond with this nitrogen. Now, this sp3 hybridized nitrogen should have the bond angle of 109 degree and 28 minute, or we simply call it in degree 109.5 degree. But you must have studied it in 11th class in the VS EPR theory. This lone pair which is just lying over this nitrogen, it pushes the bond pair more strongly as these bond pair pushes themselves. So what will happen? This lone pair will push the bond pair and this bond will slightly shrink. Hence the bond angle will reduce a little less than this normal tetrahedral angle. Now students, you can note the theory of it. In amines, the nitrogen is sp3 hybridized with a lone pair and 3 bond pairs, which makes it pyramidal. Actually, these electron pair are forming the tetrahedral structure, but as one of the position is being occupied by lone pair, so we don't consider this under the shape, and the remaining 3 bond pairs will be producing the pyramidal structure, and the bond angle is thus reduced a little from the normal tetrahedral angle, which is due to greater lone pair bond pair repulsion than these bond pair repulsion. Now we are starting the IUPAC name and the common name of the amines. In the common name, we used to write alkyl amine. First we write alkyl and then amine. Alkyl can be methyl, ethyl, propyl, isopropyl, vinyl, phenyl, whatever kind of amines we can produce by just putting the alkyl group before amine. But when we write IUPAC name, we write it this way. We write alkanamine. This should be the suffix. And before it, if we have any substituent, first we write the substituent in the order, in the alphabetical order. And after that, in the suffix, we will put alkane amine. And alkane can be methane, ethane, propane, and whatever is the parent chain, that will write first. It could be alkene also, then we will be writing as ene ki jagah, we'll substitute it by ene. So it will become alkenamine. And similarly, we also can have the alkynamine if we have triple bond at any of its position. So now in the first case, if we just keep remember this alkylamine, and here we have the 2 carbon atom, and this one is ending with again the NH2 group. So its name will be ethyl amine. Let us write all the common name first, so we'll not get confused with it with the IUPAC name. Now this one is having the 3 carbon atom, so this one is the propyl group, so we write it propyl amine. This prop can also be connection with the central carbon atom. This one is the straight chain. For the straight chain, we can use this term N-propylamine. N indicates that we have the straight chain in it. So this one is again the propyl, but the NH2 group is connected in between at the center. So this alkyl group is called as isopropyl group. So we call it isopropyl amine. Now in the case where the amines have alkyl group on both the side of, so in the case of amines, if we have secondary or tertiary amine, this has the alkyl group on both of its side. So we will name it first alkyl group, which has alphabetically the most priority. So this one is ethyl, this one is methyl. So as E comes before M, so we'll write ethyl, and then the second one alkyl group methyl, and at last we'll write amine. So this one will become ethyl methyl amine. Now we'll write IUPAC name. In the IUPAC name, as we have to end it with the alkane amine, and this one is having 2 carbon atoms, so this one is ethane, so its name will be Ethane Amine. And this one, which has a 3 carbon atom, so we'll write it as a propane. And as this NH2 group has got the first position in the chain, so we will write it as propane 1 amine. Propane 1 amine. Initially, the propane had E with it, but as we know, the 2 vowels cannot be together, so we will just ignore this E, will not write it with it, and we simply write it propane 1 amine. In the same way, this one is of 3 carbon atom, but here the NH2 group is connected to the second. So its name will be propane 2 amine. And the next one is, now on the left side we have only 1 carbon atom. On the right side here we have the 2 carbon atom. So if we just ignore this CH3, so it should be ethane amine. So ethane amine will act as a parent and CH3 will be acting as a substituent. But the substituent has not got any first, second position of this chain. It has got the position of nitrogen. This one of the hydrogen is being replaced by this methyl group. So this position is indicated by just putting N before the alkyl group. So this one is N-methyl. So if we had any alkyl group on these carbon atom, we would have written 1-methyl or so on. But in this case, here we have the substituent at N. So we write it as N-methyl. So it will be N-methyl and the parent one is ethane amine. Ethane amine. So this will be its IUPAC name. Now we have some more examples. Now this compound which is having the 4 carbon atom in the straight chain on the right hand side and has 2 ethyl group on the left. So we have ethyl group and this one is butyl group. In the common name we used to write alkyl amine, so we need to read all as alkyl. So these are NN diethyl and this one is butyl. So it is diethyl butyl amine and all these ethyl groups are connected to nitrogen. So we write it as NN diethyl butyl amine. And just check it, this you have studied as a allyl group, CH2-CH, or we can call CH2 bond CH double bond CH2. This one is alkyl group. In common name we used to call it allyl group. We used to call it allyl group. So this name, its name will be allyl amine. This one is having 6 carbon atom. So it is hexyl. On both the side we have the 2 ammonia, NH2 group. This NH2 को क्या कहें बच्चों? This one will be called as hexamethyl and diamine. So it will be hexamethylene diamine. Now this one has 3 alkyl group, methyl, methyl and methyl. So we call it trimethyl amine. Now the IUPAC name. In the IUPAC name, we choose the longest chain as a parent chain. So this 4 carbon atom chain will be the parent chain and the parent amine will be here the butane amine. And in this butane amine, we have the substituent ethyl group which are connected to nitrogen. So as a substituent, first we will study them as NN diethyl and then the parent butane amine. And this one, 1, 2, 3. So here we have 3 carbon atom chain. This one is prop and ene is connected at second. So this one is prop to ene. And the amine is connected at first position. The priority of NH2 group is greater than the priority of this double bond. So its name will be prop 2 ene 1 amine. Prop 2 ene 1 amine. So this one is hexane, and the NH2 group is connected at first and last position, which is the sixth position. So this one is hexane 1,6 diamine. In this case, we have the same number of carbon atom all over. So just take one carbon as a parent. So it is called as methane amine, and the remaining two will be acting as a substituent. NN dimethyl methanamine. So this will be the IUPAC name of this tertiary amine. Now we have the four examples of the aromatic amines. If the benzene ring is connected directly with NH2, this one is called as aniline. First I am writing again the common name, and now this benzene is connected with NH2 and at its ortho position we have CH3. So if benzene carries CH3 group, its common name is generally toluene, and it also carries NH2 group, so its common name is orthotoluidine. Again this one is aniline with the bromine at para position. So this opposite fourth position is called as para position. So its name will be para-bromo-aniline. This one is again the aniline with the two hydrogen is being replaced by two methyl group. So the position of these methyls are to this nitrogen. So again we call it NN dimethyl, and the parent one is aniline. Now writing the IUPAC name, this simply called as aniline, or we also call it benzene amine. This benzene amine is mentioned in NCERT. I feel it's better to write aminobenzene. So taking benzene as a parent and this amino group as a substituent. So let us use the term which is being used in NCERT. So now this one is CH3 connected to benzene is parent toluene, and to the second position we have amino group. So we write it 2-amino-toluene. Again to this aniline, fourth position is occupied by bromine. So instead of para here we'll be writing it as 4-bromo-aniline. And at last this this aniline again has got the two methyl group at N. So we write it as NN dimethyl aniline. So this was all about the IUPAC naming of these amines. In the next lecture, we'll start the preparation of amines.